was just making sure I didn't peak.
Yeah, you peaked.
Well, then that's not good. We need to adjust.
No.
You just started.
We'll be doing that a lot.
So, seconds ago, Parker said Shrek 2 was the first parody movie ever made.
First of all, that's not what I said. And second of all, I want to rephrase what I did say.
Okay, what did you say?
First of all, I said, was Shrek the first parody movie? And then I thought, duh, obviously not. It was the first movie to parody Disney directly.
No.
What did?
I can't name a specific film, but there are instances where Disney is parodied throughout.
John's already an angry filmer.
I'm not. No.
I know, just like. No, just kidding.
But like, Shrek was specifically made to spite Disney.
Specifically as an entire film, yes,
Yeah.
but there are instances within other films and other shows.
Yeah,
was it before?
They had
was it before Shrek?
There's got to
Yeah,
be
of
some
course.
point where Naked Gun made fun of Disney at some point in those
Maybe.
fucking movies. You
Yeah,
know?
or even
love
like
the
Who
idea
Framed
that-
Roger Rabbit or something, or any Warner Brothers cartoon.
I
Yeah.
should say it's
Yeah,
the
totally.
first
Wait.
parody movie that I ever watched.
Roger Rabbit.
That's fine to say.
Yeah,
Roger Rabbit and Disney worked together.
yeah.
This was a bad example, but I'm just saying
Okay.
there are moments throughout the history of film that they parody.
I just
Yeah,
appreciate
sure.
the
Instances
statement that Shrek 2
It's one of the best movies ever made.
was the first time a film had ever made fun of Disney.
I didn't say that. I said the first thing I said was, is Shrek 2 the best film ever made?
You
And
asked
I said
the question.
Shrek was one of the first parody movies,
Okay.
which I
In
would then
your
recreate. Yeah, corrected.
existence.
Even that.
What?
Even the idea that Shrek is one of the first parody
And I
movies
corrected
ever.
it. And I corrected it to say
What is it?
that Shrek was the first movie made just to like spite Disney.
History begins and ends with Parker's birth and death.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Just so you know,
Blazing
everything
Saddles
else is
is
just
the
a-
oldest
a
parody
fantasy.
movie I've seen.
That just fills in the gaps for him.
I don't know if anybody's ever laughed prior to Parker being alive.
No, never. It was a dull world.
Parker is the shining light.
Yeah.
In 1997,
Six.
Six?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
You were in what, middle school?
No, I was in kindergarten.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, you're not that
I
old.
was 6.
Yeah.
What
I was in high school.
You're December?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was 6.5.
Mm-hmm. Was that a good year?
Born.
What
Yeah,
a range we have here, huh?
Yeah, it's a great swath of cultural phenomena right here.
That's right.
Man.
Bunch of white guys.
Yep. Hey, speaking of white guys.
Oh, yeah.
I want to, first of all, welcome out to Try Hard Podcast. This is episode 79.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
And we have no sponsors.
Nope. We're brought
It's
to
free
you
range.
by you.
Brought to you by you. You make Try Hard possible every day
I could put my feet up.
on the
This is
streams
free range.
and on
No
Patreon, so thank you so
expectations.
much. Look,
Hey,
okay. I really hate to start off Try Hard on a
we're-
bad note. We've been
If we're
talking.
talking about fucking guns again, I
We're
swear
talking
to
about a
God.
lot of bad stuff, okay?
Yeah.
And I'm sorry to do it again for like the 6th week in a row, but there's an epidemic sweeping the nation, okay? And I
it
got to ask you
summer
one
fever?
thing, John. How tight is your fucking shirt? Jesus Christ! Look at this shirt!
Did it
It's
come
just a,
Look at this shirt.
it's a
Oh my-
second skin.
John,
stand up.
Did the
Am I standing up?
Stand up.
did you go to the shirt store that doesn't have sleeves? Like what?
Look at how tight. Just stand up.
Good God.
Man. What? Get your flex on. I want to see like where does it come from? God!
Stop staring at yourself, John.
Are popping out of the sleeves. How do you know if it's too tight?
If it looks like John's shirt.
How tight is that shirt?
Can
On a
you
scale of 1
breathe?
to 10?
Yeah, I can breathe just fine.
How
All right.
can you breathe?
Oh, merch.
A little tighter, a little tighter, a little.
Yeah, a little
there you
bit.
go. There you go. It's good.
How tight is the shirt?
I mean,
What size is it, first of all?
okay, so
do they sell anything larger than a kid's small?
okay, so let's back up here. So I was surprised by how tight the shirt was.
Yeah. I would hope.
Was this before or after you bought it in third grade?
Man, I haven't worn this shirt in 17 years. It's pretty damn tight. I'm very
good.
surprised.
No, I bought it last week. And both when he showed it to me and when I put it on, I was like, did I get the right size?
When you say he,
So okay,
do you mean the little kid who sold it to you? Like, I'm just
No, no.
serious.
okay. So
High school
so you
fundraiser.
looked at. So what you just said was, you you both after you looked at it and when you put it on, you were like, "Is this the right size?" Okay. The answer is no. Okay. Other than that, I love that both your gut instinct and your physical presence were correct in questioning the size. Yet here it is on that body of yours.
What can I say? I like it.
What can I say?
He bought 3 more.
No, I didn't
Or each a
because
size smaller.
I bought this. I was working. I wasn't on Try Hard last week.
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
You're too busy trying on shirts.
No.
He was too busy trying to get out of the shirt. He couldn't make it.
For an hour. Where's
No,
John?
it's very flexible. So
No,
easy to put
it's
on.
I'm just making fun.
No, I know.
You have
Yeah.
every right to wear a tight shirt. You've got a tight body and a
thank
tight
you.
style, and now to match your tight pants with your 30-pound ass.
Yeah.
It works, but just good lord.
Can I just make a simple request to the G1s? If you want to send baby clothes to Game Attack, and we'll just see if John can try them on, I think that'd be outstanding. I would love
That's the new show. Will it fit John?
Will it fit John? There's Will it blend. Now we have Will John wear it?
Well, the second question is probably not.
Oh, I
Oh.
love it, dude.
But anyways, where'd you get the shirt?
Yeah. So last week I was working at the Earth X convention in Dallas.
What's that?
It's like an Earth kind of like a
EarthCon.
ecological
I heard
convention
Earth
about.
That's what
Yeah,
I
basically.
heard.
It took place over the Earth Day weekend,
Uh-huh.
and it's all about renewable resources and the different things affecting Earth and climate change and all that stuff.
All fake, by the way.
All
Yep.
fake.
Anyways,
Fake news.
He smiled after he said that, John. He was just kidding.
I
Okay.
know. God damn it.
God.
I'm not a grown.
But what's the shirt mean?
So yeah. So they're basically Sea Shepherd is basically this group of pirates. I'm not even kidding. They've been around since like 1977. One of the co-founders of Greenpeace was basically asked to leave Greenpeace, and he was like, "Fine, fuck you guys. I'm gonna go
Be a pirate."
ram these illegal whaling and fishing ships across the international seas," and he's been fucking doing it for like 40 years with like his crew. Like he's got like 5 or 6 ships now, and they follow illegal fishing boats and whaling boats.
Illegal fishing boats.
What if they have permits
They don't because it's illegal.
Yeah.
to fish any kind of whale?
Yeah.
Wow.
Like especially in certain areas.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm sure some
he
countries don't
goes to
give
where
a
it's not
shit.
allowed. And,
Okay.
and then
Yeah.
and
I thought he was just on a crusade across
No,
the
not
world.
everybody.
to
I
end
mean, like
people from
if he
fishing
didn't
whales.
fully care about the law, he would, but he wants to keep doing it, so he has to follow UN law.
Gotcha.
So he's been arrested and jailed several times, but he's never been charged because he follows United Nations law on when it comes to ecological.
he's a vigilante.
Do you think
basically.
like he
What does-
harpoons people in the chest?
Yeah, what does that
No,
mean?
he doesn't. He's never. His crew and the people he's attacked have never been harmed. He only prevents them. The guy's name, the guy who started his name is Captain Paul Watson.
Paul Watson?
Yeah. You can check out the website seashepherd.org.
I'll buy it.
But yeah, like you can sign up to be on the ship. You can volunteer.
Are you gonna do it?
Maybe someday. I would have to have a few more qualifications to be actually on board.
Uh-huh.
Have you ever been on a boat
Like
for
an
a
earring
long period
or
of
like
time?
a peg
No,
leg,
like
perhaps?
actual skills.
Some
Like
wooden
you know,
teeth.
I could probably tout like my filmmaking and editing skills because they want to make sure they get their message out there. So
Yeah,
I
yeah.
could tout that.
But cool. He's just like, get out of here.
Basically, like sometimes like they'll sabotage ships. Sometimes they'll ram them. Sometimes they'll cut them open. Like it was crazy. I watched
The
one of the
people or the ships?
the ships.
How
They
do you
don't- they
cut a
don't-
ship open?
I know they don't hurt anybody.
Yeah, they don't hurt anyone.
How do you cut a shit open?
How do you
cut a
How
ship?
can you prove that? How can you prove that he hasn't hurt anybody? Because if he's cutting up ships, like maybe the ship goes out to sail or something, like he may not be hurting them physically, but he's maybe.
Because he's been
It's
doing it
boat
for
on
40
boat
years and he
action.
documents pretty much every single venture he goes
Yeah, but
on.
I'm saying like post.
Because if you
recurring
ruin
it.
the ship, they don't take the ship out, or they take the ship in repairs, and they basically announce all of their attacks, and they'll chase people out of conservation waters.
So I'm not being sorry. I'm just
No,
asking.
of course, yeah.
Like the logistics of sabotaging, but knowing for
Yeah,
sure.
like
no-
there are instances where like say there's one instance at the start of this one documentary I was watching about him, like he was being interviewed about how he sabotaged a few ships
Uh-huh.
in the harbor, and he was like, you sank like 5 of these ships, You know, how did you know that you weren't going to hurt anyone? He's like, well, if you look, there were 10 of those ships. I didn't sink all of them because we knew for a fact that 5 of them had people on it. And we knew for a fact that the other 5 did not. So we sank those ones.
Nice.
Did you ever hear about that dude that like made a tank in his hometown and like just destroyed the entire town pretty much?
That just sounds like terrorism.
Yeah.
No. Listen.
Oh, yeah, that's a big difference.
He didn't kill anybody.
Uh-huh.
He went out of his way to make sure no one died. But so if that, I mean,
It's
you
not
can
the end of the
continue with
story.
Sea
Keep
Shepherd.
going.
Yeah, I'll tell it in a second.
Yeah.
Why are you looking at me like that, Craig?
Anyways,
What are you doing?
He's being dramatic.
anyways,
Okay.
No, just,
so they had a booth at this at EarthX.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I very briefly met the Captain Paul Watson.
He said, "Join the crew."
The Captain Paul Watson. Let's fucking go.
But yeah, so
Sea
they
captain.
I wanted to support them.
Uh-huh.
And it was like, well, hey, you got a shirt? And he's like, yeah, he showed me like a tank top and a shirt, and I was like, I think to myself, okay, it looks kind of small. I was like, because I don't get mediums, because the reason I don't get mediums is every single time, except maybe this time, they're too big. They're too big on me. Like my mother, before I started shopping for myself, as a kid, she would always get me mediums. I was like, Mom, for the love of God, get me a small. These mediums are bags on me. She's like, yeah, but your shoulders are so big. I was like, no, they're bags. And I put a small on and it fit, and she was like, well, whatever. Anyways, so I always get a small.
It's a form of protest as well.
Yeah.
At the
guess
same
so.
time.
So he shows me the shirt, and I'm like, is this a woman's shirt?
Yeah, because it does look a little.
Yeah.
It looks
snug.
feminine because of the cut of the sleeves.
Exactly, yeah. And he goes, no, it's unisex. And so I'm like,
Okay.
Both.
Both. There's both.
I have a very important question
Yeah?
here, John. Are his pirates actually children?
No, they're not. They're not.
Are you sure? Are you sure?
Yarg!
It's not Somalia, okay?
Yeah, they're a bunch
Well,
of
no, I'm just curious. I actually see the shirt. And
they're a bunch of vegan hippie pirates,
Mm.
and they chase off.
What do they
Oh,
eat?
Vegetables and
What do you mean?
plants.
Yeah, but like, what if they
stock up on shore?
But like, if they didn't, like, what if they ran out of veggies? What do you eat?
then you would go to harbor and buy some.
No. Let's say you're
Not
stranded
if somebody
on a bus.
sabotaged the
This
ship.
is not a desert island
yeah,
situation.
it's not,
No, but if you you don't have to be vegan to join the crew, but while you're on their ships, you have to be vegan because that's all they serve.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Anyways,
Because you can eat meat and still be against killing of
Whales.
animals illegally.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. That's a whole other topic. But so basically, where was I going with this?
Your
Shit.
shirt size.
Shirt size.
Yeah.
That's a long.
Fucking took me off.
You said
my,
unisex, and you go, is that
Yeah.
a little small? And then you said, no, it's unisex, and you're like, okay, cool.
whatever. I bought the shirt. I
Yeah.
supported the group, and
Did you get half off with the shirt?
no. God damn it.
I can go all day, man. This is
No,
great.
but yeah. So.
Oh, I love you,
They're
John.
badass. They're a badass group. Oh yeah, this one. Okay, so at the end of the documentary, like usually, like they'll have like text, like this guy or this group went on to do these things and so on and so forth. At the end of this documentary I watched, it's called Pirate for the Sea. The text comes up and it's like, a few weeks after the recording of this documentary, the Japanese ship Nishan Maru, the illegal whaling ship, a sniper from that ship shot Paul Watson above the heart.
Damn.
Luckily, he was wearing a bulletproof vest.
That's pretty freaking sick.
Damn.
Yeah,
They're serious about killing them whales, dude.
Yeah.
exactly.
They
Yeah.
want
It's
to
a
kill
good
them
business,
whales.
man.
Yeah.
There's a
So
lot
it
of
makes them a lot of money,
Well,
and
You got a
makes them
great
lot of
idea
resources.
for us to get involved in
Yeah.
Africa. We
Involved-
same
real quick,
same thing.
where in Africa?
Involved in killing.
Same
whales?
thing. We're gonna save elephants from getting murdered, and we're gonna get the most badass 4x4 with mounted machine guns on it ever.
God.
And we're gonna go protect elephants and get into crazy car chases.
There's one of the films I watched.
Why do you? Why
do it.
not?
I'll
So
do it.
that's not gonna happen.
I'll do it.
I'm
What-
sure there's another group, but
There's
Yeah.
there's a group. I
Wakanda.
forget the name of it, but when I was watching this film called The Game Changers, they played at the festival. It's not out yet, unfortunately. But they went down to Africa, and there's this like ex-marine who did like several tours in Iraq who lives in Africa now to protect like rhinos and elephants and stuff.
that's pretty badass.
And the Game Changers is all about like vegan athletes and vegans
Yeah,
doing
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
And so this guy he's basically this vegan that just like an ex-marine vegan who just protects elephants and rhinos, and basically they'll hunt poachers.
Nice.
So pretty badass.
That's fun.
Shoot some tranquilizer darts. You're just like, you got this white rhino lined up with. He just falls asleep. Just this badass Marine's like, go to bed. He picks him up and brings him back.
Unless the rhino eat him. Rhinos are herbivores, aren't they?
That'd be fucked
Yeah.
up.
You can fuck them up though.
Yeah. Cougars aren't. Man, sorry, that was random, but Far Cry 5, your cougar eats like the people you kill.
Really?
Yeah, just go up and start nibbling on them.
What's wrong with that?
That's neato.
Survival of the fittest.
Yeah.
That's right. Well, thanks for sharing that story.
Of course, yeah.
Appreciate that.
You seriously never heard about that dude in the tank?
No, what the hell?
So,
Let's give Parker a chance to shine right here.
yeah, because you always block off my fucking topics, Craig.
Yeah, let's see
If
what
you say that, you're gonna prompt him to do it.
That's fine. I don't care because I have
No,
the
no,
story to
thi-
myself, and
This
it's
is
a wonderful
it. This
story.
is it. This is his time to shine.
Yeah.
This-
Okay, go
I
for
feel
it.
like as soon as I start.
Just start.
6 years ago.
He's not
You're on,
here.
Sean, first of all. I don't care. But 6 years ago, or later, I'm not sure when it exactly happened, but this guy that lived in a town somewhere in the Midwest,
Show Parker, goddammit. This is
Yeah,
fucking
show
annoying.
Parker. Be nice. Show Parker.
somewhere in the Midwest, all the town like officials, like the mayor and like the mayor's office, like everyone in the bank, they were all like together and like really corrupt.
Uh-huh.
So they were just like scamming people out of their like mom and pop shops to put up big franchises and
Okay.
everything. This guy owned a muffler shop, and the town, like the city, bought up all the land around him, and like even like some of his land that like wasn't under his control, where he would park, cars to work on.
Uh-huh.
They bought up like all the land around him, so like he couldn't like even get into work and stuff. And every time he parked a car, like they would fine him and stuff. And so he just got really fed up and built a tank in his hometown.
He built a tank, like a
In his-
military grade, or like some
Oh,
kind of
like I'll show you a picture later. Like it's a very homemade tank, but yeah, if you just look up homemade tank,
I gotta look it up right now.
But yeah, so he takes this tank and runs over like the mayor's office, the bank, like a bunch of other government buildings, and then he killed himself, I think, at the end of it. But
What?
yeah,
Sounds like he really proved his point, didn't he?
he did.
And
He
then
was
things
super
continued.
pissed. Like that's not the full story, but that's what happened.
Yep, there it is. Okay, go to bowling cam.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's there. What an asshole. I mean that in the best way possible.
It was pretty fucking awesome.
Like, if you're going to do
The
that,
homemade
yeah,
tank. There
yeah,
it
was
is.
like that. And so the police are chasing him like the whole way, but they can't do anything. Like he's just running over like cop cars and stuff.
There he is plowing through some person's home.
Yeah. So yeah, like he went out of his way to make sure like no one was in the buildings he was wrecking. But he wrecked like half this town.
Okay.
Like just on his own, just
Okay.
in a homemade tank.
I will ask you the same thing I asked John.
What?
How did he know that nobody got hurt
It's on
after
the
going
news.
through a
No one
fucking
died.
tank?
The
It's
news
on the
said,
news. There's
the
no one
news
died.
says no one got
Yeah.
hurt.
Oh, the fake news said that?
Yes,
Sounds
the
good.
fake news said that nobody got hurt, when in fact the entire town died.
What?
50,000
Don't
people.
give me that fucking look.
Yeah.
They can't say fake news?
But yeah.
Do you think I really meant that?
No.
Really? Do you think I meant? Then don't give me that. Do the look again. Show everybody that stupid look you gave me. There's no
Yeah.
reason for that.
Hi.
Well, that was Try Hard. Have a great day.
We're not nearly done.
Okay.
Cool.
Well, no.
Anyway, wait. No. I want to know why the fuck you don't like the Venom trailer.
Oh my God.
We were talking
All right,
about it
let's go.
this morning
Let's go.
on our Labo stream.
So
Yes, vent it out. Go ahead.
Let me say first. Okay.
like, there's
Hold on.
okay.
I will say it's cliche. All right, it's not a very original script.
Well, real quick. Can I back up real quick?
Yeah.
As somebody who's not familiar with the comic book itself,
Yeah.
or the character itself,
You want me to explain what it is?
please explain.
Somebody broke it
explain
down
the
perfectly
backstory.
in a picture. I saw it. They had a picture of Mario and then Spider-Man next to it. They had a picture of Wario and then Venom was next to that.
So Mario's a good guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
Venom's
Venom's the bad guy.
like an anti-hero. Like sometimes he kills good people. Sometimes
Wario's
he
a
kills
bad guy.
people.
Is he though? Let's talk about Wario.
Wario's like a mischievous imp.
yeah,
he's
he's
a
just kind of like
greedy
a
bitch.
greedy.
Yeah.
Wario was the. No, here's the thing. Wario was the bad guy in 6 Golden Coins, the first game he was in. That to me categorizes him as a bad guy.
Okay. Okay.
Right,
He was-
but then in that
he was
case,
the guy you needed to beat to win the game.
in that case, Venom is also a bad guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is Wario a bad guy now though?
I don't know.
You don't know?
So
It's the
same
characters-
for Venom. Yeah.
Even Mario characters can evolve. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
But we're talking about Venom here. So
Yeah,
give me the backstory on Venom, because
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know anything about Venom.
Venom itself is an alien like symbiote. So symbiotes are like liquid organisms that attach to living things, and it's basically like a virus. Like it takes over the host body
Yep.
and uses it. With the symbiotes, like they gain powers and like abilities from whatever they take over, typically.
Okay.
So it looks like from the movie, like originally in Spider-Man, like in the comics, it fused with Spider-Man. And you liked it, and then I don't know if you ever saw Spider-Man 3, which was a beautiful movie.
Yeah, yeah.
Shut up.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man 3 got a little Venom in it, didn't you? Something like
Yeah,
that?
I
yeah,
did
yeah.
get a little Venom in
Yeah.
it. Yeah. I love the point he does when he's walking down New York. But yeah,
Walking down New York.
he's walking down New York,
Just
New
a
York
stroll.
Avenue, New York City,
Just a
New
stroll
York
down New
State.
York City.
Yeah. But yeah, so originally, yeah, it merges with Spider-Man, and obviously it gets like his web swinging powers and stuff. And Spider-Man realizes like it's a bad thing, it's trying to control him, so eventually he beats it and gets it off. And then it goes on to Eddie Brock, who's the main character of this movie, and he was in Spider-Man
Yeah,
3
yeah.
as well.
He was Topher Grace's character.
Yeah. And Eddie Brock is like the first person to like use Venom like for good, essentially. To, like tell it like if you're gonna like be partners with me in this, then
Yeah.
we're only gonna hurt bad people.
Which is what he said in the trailer.
yeah,
Yeah.
right. Yeah, same thing.
So what do you hate about this, Bowl?
I don't hate anything about it.
You said
You
earlier
seem pretty
today,
fed up with
It's
the
just,
trailer.
like,
you
I'm
you
past
kinda
the point. I'm
cried.
past the point where I'm like, God damn. There's seven superhero movies came out this year. I'm past the point of like being like, oh, superhero movies suck. Like I like superhero movies just fine. Like Black Panther was great. Like I'm sure Infinity War is gonna be a ton of fun. I can't wait. Like I like all the Marvel movies. Wonder Woman's fucking awesome. Justice League. I haven't seen it,
not
but
good.
I know the Batman vs
okay.
Superman movie was really horrible.
Yeah, it was.
Don't tell Greg I said it. But just like I just I don't know. You just look at the trailer for Venom and it's just like
It looked
You're
like-
not giving specifics of
Yeah.
why you don't like
just,
it.
Just like it
Do
started.
you-
The first line of the film of the trailer is like, "I just want to thank you all for being here for this moment."
Yeah, it's like the first discovery of alien life.
Yeah, I don't understand what the issue is with
You
that.
could
I told you
lay,
it's
you
cliche.
could lay, you could literally lay the voiceover from that trailer over any other superhero, every single one. Black Panther,
Okay,
Civil War,
back up.
Marvel, Captain America. Like,
How would you want it to start?
just like something.
No,
I don't
no,
fucking know.
no. You can't do that. You're not allowed to do it. You can't be like, don't be the guy on the internet who's like, this
Make
sucks.
it
I
better.
have no solution.
Just
Yeah.
like it does not like it is another origin tale
Mm-hmm.
of a normal guy
Mm-hmm.
who inherits powers.
Like every superhero.
yeah.
Yeah.
But like with the takes, it maybe it's because Spider-Man. Maybe it's because there's been so many Spider-Man movies.
Right.
Maybe I don't, but there hasn't been any Venom movies.
There hasn't.
But like, you know, maybe I'm spoiled off of what Marvel's done. Maybe because it's not a Marvel movie, because Marvel, you know, Marvel's all of their hero movies are different. Like, you know, Civil War was tonally
Mm-hmm.
like
A different
differentiated
vibe,
itself.
Yeah.
Like,
But
Captain
what-
America's Winter Soldier was
Yeah.
like almost like a political thriller and an action movie.
Yeah.
Black Panther was great because it wasn't. I wouldn't even.
I
that
don't
movie's
even
not
say
really.
it's a superhero
that
movie.
movie's not even really about being a superhero. It's about
Yeah,
like the
being a king.
responsibility of being a king and ruling a people.
Yeah, exactly.
And like, you know,
They
you
have
got
a wide
to.
range of
Yeah,
styles,
yeah.
stories
Even if
and
you go
styles.
back, you know, like Thor, the first Thor was like it was a fish out of water experience where what happens when you bring a god onto Earth with these normal ass people.
Yeah.
And you know, Thor 2 kind of sucked, but like Thor Ragnarok, like really embraced like this
Guardians
yeah,
side,
this
the comedy.
Guardians
Yeah.
humor. Like Jeff Goldblum's in is really zany and wacky, and so it like matches the universe.
So what's the issue with
Venom.
Venom?
Maybe it feels like a movie from
10 years ago.
yeah.
I
Like
get that.
Venom hasn't. I don't know.
I get that.
I don't know.
I'm excited.
I
but
just I don't
understand.
my issue isn't that it exists. My issue isn't that it's a fucking trailer. Like they make bad trailers for good movies all the time.
Yeah.
The first time we saw the John Wick 1 trailer, we were like, what a fucking joke. That'll be fun to watch, I guess. And then the second trailer came out and it was like, oh wow. And then we saw the movie and then tonally everything from the trailer happened to work like perfectly.
Exactly,
like once you saw it as a cohesive
Yeah, some of
whole.
the lines that we
Right.
laughed at in the first trailer of John Wick were like,
really fucking cool.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
in the
I
movie.
remember he was like, I'm thinking I'm back
Yeah.
in the trailer, and we were like, oh, what an idiot. And then we see it in the movie, we're like, oh, he's going to kill everyone. You know, it's really intense. That could be the possibility. I'm just saying, it's strange to me to see a trailer that seems dated and it's got the same enthusiasm. But why? I just don't understand why the fans of comic movies don't demand more.
Yeah, you said that, but
to
what are they
different-
supposed to expect
Exactly.
from a
what
Venom
do you,
movie?
What do you want? Like,
What do you want?
I mean, really, like, what do you want?
What? Like, you're not listing specifics.
You're just saying
I
it
said-
seems like a movie from 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Why? Because the guy started as a man and now he's a superhero. Like, what about it? I
Are
don't
you
understand
saying you're
what
like
the
done
issue
with
is.
origin story movies?
For me personally, if I can interject.
Please, this is a conversation roundtable here.
Like, I'm neither disappointed nor excited for Venom. I just don't care about it. Like, part of me is like, okay, so it's in association with Marvel, so it's not in the MCU with
No.
Iron Man and Thanos and
Right.
all this stuff coming up. And there's no mention of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So it's just like,
Not yet. Not as of the
yeah,
first
but
trailer.
still, it's just like, and if they do bring in Spider-Man, are they gonna bring back Andrew Garfield?
No. Spider-Man definitely won't be in the movie.
That's
This
why
is
it's weird.
this is a specific comic where Venom. There's like 7 symbiote people. There's like obviously Venom and Carnage are obviously the big ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's rumor
but-
that Carnage is gonna be in there somewhere.
Right, he's Woody Harrelson.
Okay.
But there's supposedly, but there's a comic line where it's like there's 6 basically symbiote people that Venom has to go deal with that are being batshit crazy after like Eddie Brock has gotten control of
Yeah.
how Venom works.
See what like I saw somebody, I was like, I opened up a conversation on Twitter. I was like, what is it? And the best part about superhero films is I'm sure people that love superhero films have already tuned me out at this point, but I'll ask you
No,
personally.
I mean there was a lot of debate
Yeah.
over the Venom movie.
but like
What debate about
it's
Just
not,
like
it's not
a
a
20
debate.
second
It's just it's
trailer?
a sharing of opinions.
yeah,
but like
about like his origin and
a
everything.
discussion. we'll say
yeah,
that.
but like God damn it, I fucking lost it.
People on Twitter are asking you
you open a discussion on Twitter?
about what? What was the discussion about?
I don't know. I fucking lost it.
You don't know
It's
what you
gone.
said on Twitter?
It's literally gone.
You have no idea what you said on
Yeah.
Twitter.
I had,
Do you
I had
want
a
me to-
good point, but I completely forgot what I was gonna say.
My take is I feel like I haven't been given a reason to care about it.
Yeah.
Like I like the character Venom, but this is just I guess part of me is confused. It's just like, okay, so it's just Venom all by himself. There's no Spider-Man. There's nothing
Yeah,
else. It's
but
just-
also Sony. I don't think, and there's also the thing where like Sony like owns the rights to Venom still, and, so it's
they
not.
still somewhat own the rights to Spider-Man.
It has
too.
no. It has
Yeah.
no bearing on like the Marvel universe
Like,
or,
yeah, it's
or
just-
anything
it's
like
its
that.
own thing, and like that's fine. Like I would love like a proper, like
I think
Christopher
Sony-
Nolan's Batman was a standalone
Right.
Batman series.
Yeah.
And that was great. I'm not opposed to like standalone superhero series.
I
But
think
with
Sony
Venom, for
wants
me,
to
like,
make like
it
their
just
own
seems-
universe. That's like their own Spider-Man type cinematic story thing.
Strange.
Yeah, they definitely tried to do it. Spider-Man did not work.
No, it didn't. So
Yeah.
now they're just going to do a Venom movie, see how the response is, and then either build off that or do a different like story.
They can hire another.
They were going
Spider-Man.
to do like a I don't know if it's like if they've funded it or even started it, but they were going to do like a Black Cat, which is the Catwoman of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
They were going to do a movie with her and like some other stuff that they had. And this isn't like off the Andrew Garfield stuff because they have like 6 movies planned for the Andrew Garfield thing when it just completely like
Yeah, it just
tanked.
imploded.
Yeah. But yeah, like they like more current stuff. Like they have like a Black Cat movie, and I guess they're just going with like lesser characters because that seems to work. It
Well,
works.
that's the best part about
Yeah.
making comic book movies for fans and for studios is that there is an endless pool.
Supply.
You can
Oh,
hit
yeah.
you can hit whatever pocket you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, that seems to be the thing now, because like that worked with Iron Man. Iron Man wasn't a popular character by any means.
Iron Man wasn't a popular character.
Not before his movie came
He's
out.
like a top 5 character
No.
as far as
He's like he was maybe like a B or C list Avenger.
dude.
It was Captain. As far as comic
He was
sales
in
go,
the Avengers
Listen,
game.
yes, but as far as comic sales go, it was X-Men, Spider-Man, and Fantastic Four. Those were like the 3 biggest that Marvel's ever had.
Mm-hmm.
And then Iron Man came out.
I trust
and
him,
then
yo.
No, that's fine.
Like-
But I'm just saying, as
don't
somebody
know.
who is not into comic
Yeah.
books at all, or
Captain
graphic
America was
novels
also
or,
popular. Thor actually wasn't very popular either. He didn't have that many storylines compared to like a lot of.
I
comic
wonder
people.
how
Thor to me is
like
boring as fuck.
I love Thor. He's
I like him from the movies, but
Yeah.
in the comics, he is a pretty dull character.
I like Captain America in the movies, but from like all like the cartoons I've seen of him, he's such a he's
Stick in
such
the
a
mud.
Stick in the mud in the cartoons.
Yeah.
Like I really
He's a
like
Boy
what they did with
Scout.
him in the films.
yeah.
Like he's a sweetheart, and like you want to rally behind him.
Yeah.
Maybe we think Iron Man is bigger because we played so many video games that featured him as a
Absolutely.
front-facing
Oh,
character.
no, yeah, since 2008, he's like probably the biggest Marvel
Long before
character.
2008.
Yeah, yeah, we're talking 90s, like
Yeah.
X-Men the video game, Marvel vs. Capcom.
Yeah.
Like that's probably why
He wasn't
Craig and I
way
think-
down, but as far as like comic sales go, he wasn't big.
Yeah.
No one bought just Iron Man comics.
Yeah,
People would
the-
buy Avenger
He had
comics.
an infinite combo in Marvel vs. Capcom 2. What's up?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Infinite.
It's crazy. It was good.
Yeah, but yeah, he wasn't like super big as far as his own comic sales went.
Mm-hmm.
Like people could be big if they're a part of the Avengers, but then it's also like how much you can sell on your own outside of that. So I don't know.
Well, I want to let you know that this episode of the Triad Podcast is brought to you by you. Thank you very much for showing up and being a part of it, and thank you to all of our patrons. You guys get Try Harder coming up in just a little bit. You can also pick up all sorts of merchandise going to just Google Game Attack Store, and you can find a link to us over there on the Rooster Teeth store. So thank you guys very much for tuning in. All right.
You know what it is?
What's that?
I got it.
Okay, there it is.
In Tomb Raider, the new video games, which we've talked about briefly, or for a big topic a while ago.
Mm-hmm. Who will be sponsoring something coming up on Friday.
Ooh,
The Tomb Raider video game.
Mhm.
There's a lot of sliding down hills, and
is that a good thing?
you know, she hits her pickaxe in the mountain. Whack, whack. She's hitting it in the mountain. And then right at the end, the pickaxe always catches at the end of the mountain.
Of course.
Of course.
When she's falling off.
Yeah.
Chink. Maybe 3 or 4 dozen times. Like there's a cutscene where she's falling down and she whacks it in the end in the trailers and gameplay and everything.
Yeah.
I would like for the G ones to fact check that to see if Laura Croft 3 or 4 dozen times.
3 or 4 dozen times.
It's
sliding down a
probably,
hill.
I would say probably 15 to 20 times.
15 to 20?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's say 2 dozen times.
Okay.
2
Get to the point
bakers,
before you forget it.
2 college dozen tries. That's 26.
College dozen?
Yeah, yeah.
Isn't it Baker's dozen?
No, I want to
It's from a stream.
Okay.
But that's what I don't know. That's what Venom feels like. It's like, oh, she's gonna slide down the mountain and definitely catch herself right on the edge.
Did you say
And
Venom?
Yeah, that's what the Venom. That's my feeling towards it. I know exactly.
What's going to happen?
Yeah, it's just
I don't
like,
know. I
there-
don't think
it's
you
just,
will.
it just looks like there's such a predictability to it. I think that's one of the main reasons everyone's so excited about Infinity War.
No one
'Cause, you
knows
know,
what's going to happen.
Yeah, for the
really.
first, you know,
Someone's actually going to die, hopefully.
they're probably gonna kill some.
Well, so real quick,
Uh-huh.
want to point out that we're recording this on Wednesday.
Yeah.
This goes up on Saturday.
Yeah.
The movie will be out by the time
Tomorrow.
we
Yeah.
go out.
So we don't know.
we have no idea, and I don't know if you guys have seen this, but there's actually been a campaign by Marvel to
Yeah.
like say no spoilers. Don't
Yeah.
pretty much don't tell your friends about it.
Yeah.
But,
Did you hear,
but you know that shit's gonna be spoiled immediately.
Oh,
as
Yeah,
soon-
but don't do it. Don't be an
No.
asshole.
Did you see
Yeah.
the James Cameron thing that he's like pissed at Marvel?
Uh-uh.
Not
He's
pissed
like
at Marvel.
he's not pissed, but his
He said
statement
he-
was like, I hope this Marvel like basically fandom dies off quickly, so that he can make movies again. Basically, like he's tired of like Marvel having the spotlight.
Why
basically,
is he making Avatar? Make something
2, 3, 4, and 5
noteworthy.
Yeah.
for some fucking reason.
I
was fine with an Avatar 2, maybe
Yeah,
like
it's so weird though.
3 years
but,
ago.
like in James Cameron's defense, like how can like I'm not looking forward to Avatar any more than anybody else, but like we've been watching. There's 8 superhero movies releasing this year. Like
Mhm.
he's got a fucking point. Of course, everybody jumps down his throat. Is like fuck you for hating on superhero movies.
yeah.
But it's like
How real quick with James Cameron in Avatar specifically.
Uh-huh.
Was that movie? I thought
I love
I
that
thought
movie.
Avatar was the most generic movie I've ever seen.
I didn't go for the plot. I went for how stunning everything was
Yeah,
about
it
the
was
movie.
just running with
Yeah,
wolves. But
yeah.
10
Yeah.
years ago, it was
Dances with Wolves.
Dances
Dances
with
with
Wolves.
Wolves.
But yeah, it was. I mean,
I saw it
we've-
like 8 times in the theaters.
Yeah, it was really pretty, but like You know,
I
Dances
didn't
with
think it was
Wolves.
that pretty.
Fern,
Oh,
what?
dude, that's like the most beautiful.
Yeah,
Even
a
today,
lot of people
like,
did.
it's
A lot of
beautiful.
people thought it was pretty.
Yeah,
Like,
I gotta be honest. Like maybe I only saw it once. and I
go
was
watch
like,
it in like 4K. and
Well,
just
I was
look
watching
at,
it, and
like-
I remember watching
yeah.
being like, okay, I don't really get what the whole deal is about. I didn't go into the cynical eye. I wanted to go in like looking at it real nice, but I just didn't really understand what was so
I mean, it
pretty
was
about
Fern
it.
Gully. It was Dances with Wolves.
Well,
It
so
was-
but do they need like what 5 sequels?
Yeah,
You
he's
know,
got-
he's
Walt
got
World and
sequels
Disney
planned.
World,
Crazy.
and
he's
like,
got sequels planned through 2022.
something.
well, that's not that far because that's
1, 2, 3, 4,
2019
Yeah, no,
right now.
I mean, he's
He's
planning to do like
he's been
year after
filming
year.
all of them
Mhm.
like together and gonna
Wow,
release.
He's really banking on this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but he
So is
can.
Disney.
Well, I know, but still.
Richest guy in the world. Whatever.
No, I mean, I don't know if Disney cares. They have enough
They
money
do.
elsewhere.
No, they do. They just opened Pandora
Yeah, like a
at
year
Disney
ago.
World last
Yeah.
year. Yeah, absolutely. I
Yeah.
mean, they expanded their entire park for
Think of-
Avatar.
To
When did
accommodate
Avatar
Avatar.
come out? 2010.
2008, 2009.
2008, 2009.
Really?
Yeah.
Think about how much has changed in a decade.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying.
It's just like
Now everyone has that technology.
it's like maybe if he
basically,
came out with them in 2011, you know.
But think about this though. Like, think about in the last decade, right? So, let's say it came out in 2009, 9 years,
Uh-huh.
and that came out in 2008, right?
What?
Avatar, 2000. Let's just say Avatar came out in 2009,
Uh-huh.
right? The technology between 2009 and 2000, the leaps that were made
Yeah,
between
of
then,
course.
right? Just the 9-year gap between
Yeah.
those, right? The iPhone wasn't even out in 2000, right? We're still
Mhm.
using flip phones and well,
Yeah.
really basic internet, right? And you think about the technology leap from 2009 to today, how fast things have sped up. And I almost feel like filming all that at one time is not a good idea because cameras will get better and
Yeah.
technology will get better. And
They did that
faster
for Avengers. They did that. This movie that's coming out and the next movie coming out next
They
year.
did that for Lord of the Rings as well, didn't they?
Wait,
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
I'm sorry, hold on. I back up. As somebody who has missed the last few Avengers movies,
Yeah.
there's going to be another Avengers movie
Yeah,
next
Avengers
year.
3 and 4, 2019.
Mhm.
It's the second part. This is the first part of like their 2-part thing.
Wait, this isn't the end of it?
No, God, no.
No,
This
no,
isn't.
no,
well,
no.
I told
This is
you.
the
I told you
beginning.
on one of the last tryhards. Marvel has like a plan up through 2028 right now
Yeah.
for all their movies.
This is a new beginning.
Yeah,
Like,
this is. They had Phase 1, which was like the origin, so they had Iron Man, Captain America, Thor, all those movies. Then Phase 2, which had Guardians of the Galaxy and other stuff, and the sequels. And then Phase 3 was like Thor Ragnarok.
Then
and,
why
like,
the fuck
Black
is everybody
Panther.
so excited for this thing?
'Cause this is
I
like
don't
the culm-
understand.
Oh yeah,
God.
now we start to get it.
Well,
Yeah.
no, I don't. I thought this was it. I thought this was
No,
the
it's
end.
not.
Replay our
it.
entire conversation that we just had about Venom with what you now know.
No, not at all. It's totally different. You're making an assumption off of a 2-minute trailer,
Uh-huh.
right? I'm making an assumption off of 15 years of movies. I thought this was the climax
No,
of it, which
well,
is why
sort
I was
of.
getting so
Okay,
excited
sort
about.
of.
So let's just back up for a second. Let's just say that who knows when the MCU is going to end,
Mhm.
But let's just say that it ends 10 years from now. Okay,
Mhm.
it's been about 10 or so years of. This is like the middle. This is like
Yeah.
going to be potentially a huge plot twist
Uh-huh.
that's going to change
The rest
the
of the movie.
face of the MCU for the next 10 years.
Yeah,
They might do just a
and
big
that's why
reset.
people are getting so excited
Okay,
about it.
Potentially.
let me tell
Who
you why
knows?
people are excited. Just a couple facts.
Sure, please.
One, it's one of the biggest comic events that ever happens in Marvel is Infinity War, or the the
Yeah,
the
every
Infinity
single
series.
character from the.
Right, because it's everyone basically from the comics versus like this one
Uh-huh.
guy.
Do we
so
know how
it-
long this movie is?
Probably be like
over
2
2 hours.
2.5 hours.
Yeah, probably two,
Okay.
2.5. So it's one of the biggest comic events that happens in Marvel. Two, it's the first time in movie history that like all these franchises have come together to make one movie.
Oh, there's no denying that like the MCU is one of like cinema's greatest accomplishments of all time.
That's what I'm
Like,
saying. So
yeah,
like
yeah.
it's big because all these people are like there's like 27 main characters.
Yeah.
For this movie.
Imagine like 17 Titanic movies came out.
Right.
And then
So,
this
like,
is the one
yeah,
where the
so
mo-
this is
and this
like-
is where it sinks.
Yeah. So like
Yeah.
culturally, it's a phenomenon. Like this has never been done before.
yeah.
Yeah, like with those two things together, and seeing the success of Marvel movies over the past 10 years, like yeah, of course it's going to be probably one of the biggest events that's ever
Black
happened.
Panther's like the second or third highest grossing film of all time.
Something
now?
like that. Yeah,
It's the highest grossing superhero film of all time.
Okay.
it beat Avengers like one.
Yeah.
Damn.
But yeah, like potentially this could change the face of the overall collective storyline of the MCU
Yeah.
for the next 10 years. It's like halfway through, like let's say it was one film, comparing it to one film. It's like halfway through, the main character dies or something. Like, oh, what are they gonna do for the rest of this movie?
Yeah.
You're on the edge of your seat. So that's one of the reasons why.
But with
Story-wise, people are like, wow, this could be a huge deal.
Well,
yeah, but it's
so-
loaded with 10 years instead of like an hour.
Exactly,
movie.
yeah.
Okay, so the only thing that you see rumors and stuff, and I like if you don't, I'm so out of the loop on this, right? Like I said, I didn't see Black Panther. I haven't seen Civil War. Civil War. Is there two? Civil
No.
War
No,
2?
no, no.
Okay, I didn't see
It's
Civil
on
War.
Netflix. If you ever
I know it's on it, but I didn't see like the last probably like 3 or 4 films, right? Last one I really kind of watched was maybe Iron Man 3,
Yeah.
and then there's
If you've
one-
missed the Captain America movies, I
no, I
want to say
saw Shattered Soldier,
Winter Soldier.
Winter
Yeah,
Soldier,
yeah.
and then the one after that. What's the
Civil
where
War.
him and-
That was
the one
Civil
after
War.
that.
Okay, then I didn't see Civil War. Maybe I saw like the first 30 minutes of it or something, right? And then it was like, okay.
Probably on a plane or something like that.
Yeah.
That's a good airplane movie.
But for me, the one thing that I've heard is that a major character is going to die. In this.
Right.
And that-
Because
I
a
guess
lot of
that's the
people's
rumor.
contracts are up, like Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans, like all the original people, like they're all.
Chris
Yeah,
Evans
well-
has been talking about not being Captain America for like 6 years
Okay,
now.
Yeah.
well, let's talk about that real quick. Is that you can't just continue on with this thing with just with a guy who looks like Robert Downey Jr. as
No,
Iron Man.
like Iron Man, as far as the MCU goes, will be like out of the picture.
Yeah,
If he, if
okay,
he goes.
Captain America, whatever.
Yeah.
Pick any character. You can't just pick another actor and throw them in.
No, and they won't.
You know.
They have, but
I don't think for this.
It's
no, of
been
course,
minor
yeah.
characters like Don
Rhodey.
Cheadle and stuff like that.
Yeah. Before they became integral parts of the story.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, if someone's like, hey, I don't want to be in this film anymore, they'll either have them retire, or they'll kill them. Either way, they'll pass on that mantle. If they want Iron Man to continue, they'll have Tony Stark pass on the suit to some other person. Or like
right now
in the comics,
yeah.
I'm not as familiar with them as you are, but I know that the title of Captain America has been passed through several characters.
It was Steve Rogers, which is the new one, and then it went to Bucky at some point.
Bucky is
Bucky Barnes,
the
which is the Winter Soldier.
So.
And then in another more current storyline, it went to Sam Wilson, who's the Falcon.
Yeah.
So
I think
titles can get passed around. It's like in Batman Beyond when Bruce passes it to
Robin.
Terry,
Yeah.
who turns out to be his son somehow. Anyways.
It's weird because it's like, oh, once the actors are gone, it's over. It's like no. Then you get the reboots. Like,
of course.
Yeah.
even if they do go through 2018, after 2018, like it's really cool. Like
2028, you mean?
Yeah, 2028. Sorry. But like that means like when 2035 gets here, it's like
Oh yeah, Iron Man 1.
Iron Man 1, baby.
Of course.
Like, it's awesome. Like
Of course.
it's such like it goes up and down and around. It's circular. You get on the horse, you put in your quarter,
yeah.
you ride the carousel.
It's so funny to think that like what Marvel has done with
Happy
their films, right? Specifically, like what was the first Marvel film? It was probably Wolverine, maybe. Like what was a
What do you
Wolverine
mean?
film? Was
Like the first superhero movie?
Yeah,
The
the
first
first Marvel-
MCU one was Iron Man.
okay,
MCU,
okay.
yeah.
So you think of like Iron Man, and everyone saw it was like, oh, that's really awesome. That's a great film. It's super great. And then all of a sudden, I'd say Marvel was a thing that from the outside looking in, you saw and you maybe heard of from the like really high level. You're like, oh, that's a comic book, I think.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I knew of Marvel because I would see it at the beginning of video games.
Marvel, Capcom, yeah,
Capcom,
yeah.
Super Nintendo
Marvel,
games.
yeah.
Yeah, but
Like
now
Spider-Man
like
TV shows and stuff like
uh-huh,
that.
yeah, but now you ask my
X-Men.
mom, my mom, right? My dad, they know what Marvel is, and I
Yeah.
guarantee 15 years ago they had no idea what Marvel
Yeah.
was.
Well, of course,
you know?
yeah. It's entered the mainstream.
And it's been, it's because of their movies, which is fascinating. It's usually the other way around. It's like you gain cultural traction through something else, then you make a movie.
Mm-hmm.
But this is like you made a movie, then you became culturally relevant. You know, it's crazy, weird to think about.
It's no longer just for the stereotypical nerds reading comic books.
I
I mean,
wonder
they've
how-
been making Marvel movies since like the 70s. They were
Yeah,
just
but they
weren't
all
popular
sucked.
at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were like TV movies
Yeah.
and stuff like
Even
that.
the mid 2000s, you had movies like that Punisher movie with Thomas Jane.
Yeah, of course. And like Marvel went bankrupt for a little while, so they were like, "Here, have the rights, give us money," and that's why they lost. They didn't have
Fantastic
Spider-Man in the MCU
Four,
for a long
yeah.
time because Sony had him, and like Fantastic Four, and
the
that's why like
Hulk, yeah.
the
Yeah.
X-Men aren't in the MCU because that's Fox or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why not every single like in the comics, I'm sure Infinity War comics they have like Wolverine running around.
Oh yeah, it's like all the X-Men, all the.
But
Avengers, everyone,
in this it's still crazy, man. I don't think.
I'm looking forward to seeing how they manage.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like just technically, like how do you fit
balance-
45 characters
exactly.
like that are you got like Chris. This is not like some weak TV actors. Like how do you put Chris Pratt and give him the time with Robert Downey Jr.?
Yeah, they're all leading characters.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
They all take center stage.
I think
they
that's
all
what
have
I'm
90
most
seconds on screen
Yeah,
total time.
that's it. But like, how do you make that 90 seconds enough?
It seems like they're gonna break it up into teams.
Yeah.
You're gonna have like a New York team with like Iron Man, Doctor Strange, Spider-Man, and you'll have like out in Wakanda with Black Panther,
Captain America and Black Widow,
Bucky,
and then you'll have like a
the Hulk is there
planet
too.
team, which
and
is
then you'll
like
have
the
like a
Guardians.
space team
Yeah,
with
with
Thor
and Guardians of the
yeah.
Galaxy.
Mhm.
So
We'll
I'm
see
sure
how
in
it goes.
Infinity War 2 or something they'll all come together, the
Yeah.
survivors or whatever.
So once again, this is only the first part.
It's the first
Yep.
part, and they
So-
won't release the second name or the movie to the second name because apparently it's a big spoiler for what happens in this movie.
Oh, that's cool.
So
And then
Infinity
of course
War.
you have the Ant-Man sequel coming out, which I don't know if it's going to take place before
That's
Infinity
what
War
the
or after
suspicion
Yeah,
Infinity War.
is.
Ant-Man.
But it's
I-
coming out after Infinity War.
yeah, the
I didn't
suspicion
even-
is that it's a prequel.
So there's a second Ant-Man movie coming out. I didn't even know about this until last week.
yeah.
Oh, really?
I didn't even know it was.
looks
They
like a
out.
lot of fun.
they dropped the trailer right after Black Panther came out.
Yeah.
And then yeah,
And, like,
I think that was a little early.
I
for, like,
knew
that
the
shit.
trailer existed last week,
Yeah.
and then yesterday when I was tweeting about Venom, I was like, "How many superhero movies?" It
Ant-Man
comes out
and
next month,
Yeah,
or like
it
in
comes
July.
out in like July.
Ant-Man
yeah.
comes like in like 2 weeks or
I'm
2
just
months.
wondering. I'm curious just to find out where it takes place because like, is it going to be between Infinity War 1 and 2, or is it going to be before or after? Because like New
feel
York
like
looks
it's
fine.
before.
Yeah,
yeah, I feel like it's probably before.
but yeah, it looked fun. Ant-Man,
Yeah.
Ant-Man was really good.
yeah.
I gave Ant-Man a lot of shit because I was like, "Man, that's God, we're
Ant-Man,
scraping
I had
already."
a
And
lot of fun
Ant-Man,
with Ant-Man.
yeah, Ant-Man was awesome. Let's go.
Don't watch it when you're dizzy though.
Okay.
Why?
I threw up 6 times.
Really?
What?
Damn.
Yeah, I was on some like pain medication, and so it's kind of woozy. And I was like, oh, fuck, I just really want to watch. I just want to get caught up on the last 3 at the time.
Uh-huh.
Marvel films I haven't seen, and I really want to watch Ant-Man right now. And I like had thrown up like right before I started it, and then like during the course of it, I threw up like 5 more times.
Jeez.
And I was just like, it took me a while to realize like. Maybe it's all the shrinking and growing and like flipping around that's like making me dizzy.
Yeah.
Or maybe I'm
Prediction-
just really sick.
Predictions
Don't
for
know.
Infinity War.
Well, hold on.
Of like how well it will do,
I don't
or
even want
how I will
want
like
to
it.
hear.
Hold on.
'cause
I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna probably watch it tomorrow.
let me read
Yeah,
off
not
the
theories,
let me
or
read off the
Friday.
movies, and I'll tell you the ones I've seen. Okay.
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 Right now, there's this is Phase 3.
This is Phase 3.
All
This is
right.
the end of Phase 3 with the next Marvel.
All right.
Yeah.
So let's see. Iron Man, scene. Incredible Hulk,
Ed Norton.
Ed Norton.
no.
It's fun.
No, scene. Iron Man 2, scene. Thor, have not seen. Captain America, scene. Marvel's Avengers, scene. Phase 2 was Iron Man 3, scene. Thor, Dark World, have not seen.
Don't worry about
Captain
that one.
America, Winter Soldier, scene. Guardians of the Galaxy, have not seen.
That's fun.
Man.
I heard it's
Yeah.
really good. Age of Ultron, seen. Ant-Man, have not seen. Civil War, have not seen. Doctor Strange, have not seen. Guardians of the Galaxy 2, have not seen. Spider-Man Homecoming, have not seen. Thor Ragnarok, have not seen. Black Panther, have not seen. So I've not seen the last 7 films.
It's
in
cool
this.
because in the pattern you can see exactly where it outran you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
just
you're
the
going like
frequency.
scene, missing a couple, and then like
and then
nothing.
the frequency is
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
ugh.
Yeah, the Age of Ultron.
Yeah, that's probably the last big
Yeah,
one that you saw.
it was and that's the thing is like I don't think I could. I mean, what's I'm being asked to catch up on
Look,
essentially
if
20,
you wanna-
20
if you wanna
hours
get-
of film.
If
Yeah.
you want to get caught up to see Infinity War at some time, I would say watch Guardians 1, because that has way more plot leading to Infinity War than the second one does. That talks
Yeah.
about the Infinity Stones
Yeah.
and Thanos and
Watch
Ronan.
Guardians,
Guardians,
Captain America.
Yeah, Civil War.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Civil War, Guardians, and probably Ragnarok.
But I don't want to. I don't want to watch them.
Why? They're good movies.
But
Like,
what
those
I
all
want to
three
do is
are
I
good
want to. I
movies.
want to walk into Infinity War and feel like I didn't need to see those movies. That's
And
what
you
I
know
want.
what? Like,
At this
I
point,
bet
you
you-
might need to.
I bet he could walk in and just watch Infinity
Most of
War.
those, like early on, you could, and they would like you would get a sense of who they are.
But like
at
most
this
of
point,
these guys, it's
yeah.
like most of these guys, it's like like you have you know what Spider-Man does, you know what Hulk does,
Yeah.
you know
Yeah.
this
I'm
is in
sure you'll be
defense. This is in
fine.
defense of everybody that hasn't watched
Yeah.
all the movies. Like you know what Hulk's gonna do, you know what Spider-Man's gonna do. You know if you watched one Iron Man, you know like Tony Stark has not really changed except for he's gotten a lot more serious.
Yeah.
Like he's still like you know a really awesome genius. Badass playboy. You know, Captain America's still morally strong and awesome. Like,
Now he has a beard, right?
He
oh
does
my
have a
god, he
beard.
looks so good.
Yeah,
oh
yeah.
god, I just want to.
Sleep in it. Yeah.
God, Chris
Yeah.
Evans. With
Well,
that beard.
I would say if you this movie might be the only one like if you're confused about why these characters are acting this way, you might want to see the previous movies. But other than that, yeah, you should know pretty much everyone
yeah.
you see. So
I don't know.
But outside of that, it's like if someone acts weird, it's like, oh, something must have happened
Yeah.
in the 20 films.
yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I feel like it'd be really dumb to make a bunch of films that you have to see the previous one before to understand.
Yeah.
You know?
But I mean, it works for them because most people have. Like most of their audience has seen like every movie.
You know, I understand that, but I think for them to break off box office records, you can't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I haven't seen Iron Man 3. I don't remember. I haven't seen any of the Thors, but like, I watched Civil War and I was like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
You know, I wasn't lost or anything. And
Yeah, it's not essential.
yeah.
It doesn't like pick up right where one left off, basically.
Yeah.
They're
And
new
a couple of
stories.
films are like Thor: The Dark Age or whatever, and like even Spider-Man: Homecoming. I was like, I don't, you know, nothing that
It's
Peter
okay.
went through is
Yeah.
really, you know, it's great to see that part of Peter's life, you know, a personal take on Spider-Man. But like,
Homecoming was different because it wasn't an origin story. For
yeah, I
Spider-Man.
didn't learn
Yeah.
anything that like I could see changing his character too much, other than like,
Yeah. No, not really. No.
yeah.
I'll say like the one review I saw for the movie, and this is totally spoiler free. It's just
Okay.
like how one person saw it. Like, if you liked the airport scene from Civil War, then you'll like this movie like
Yeah, yeah.
100 times better.
Yeah.
If you didn't like that scene, then you'll fucking hate the movie. But like, that's obviously the best scene like in the whole thing. So
Well,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
a cool event. I'm glad it's happening. I'm happy for fans, and I'm honestly happy for Marvel Studios. That's super cool to have the nuts of doing something like that and it
Yeah.
actually working out. Like,
I'm sure they're so far ahead money wise.
oh yeah, of course.
yeah,
but
now.
like,
But think about like 2008. Like they had no idea if this was gonna work or not.
yeah,
If
No,
they
it's-
made Iron Man and it flopped, like that could have been the end of like Marvel Studios. like
yeah.
Didn't Disney buy Marvel?
not
Yeah.
before Iron Man.
well,
Yeah,
yeah,
but they
after-
own
yeah.
them now.
Yeah, they own him now.
Because
For
that's
sure.
the
They
thing.
proved their worth, and then Disney was like, "You're mine now."
There's a great weird. There's a guy on YouTube called Aldo Jones who makes like weird trailers where he like
Yeah,
spoofs trailers. For Infinity War, he had the picture of Thanos like with the gauntlet, but it has Mickey's head on it, and like all the stones are like Marvel, Fox, all like the different companies
Yeah.
they own. It was pretty funny.
Disney bought
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Well, and speaking of fine entertainment for youth,
Mm-hmm.
I want to finish this up by letting you know that Double Dare is coming back on Nickelodeon this summer.
Ah.
I know what that is.
Have a great week, everybody. We'll see you guys later.